Hey there YouTube biker people, Tool Biker here. Now, I'm riding a bike I've been quite excited about. This is the Ducati Monster 2021. Now, this is just a really quick ride. It's not an in-depth review. It is, I just want to see what I think of it, give you my just initial thoughts. It is effortless. The quick shifter on this is really nice. But let's start with comfort. I'm 6'2" and it seems really comfortable to me actually. Your legs are in a slightly, bent, sporty position, but it's still nice and comfortable seat. The engine seems, for a V-twin, once you get above the initial sort of few revs and out of the slow 20 and 30 mile an hour limits down work, it's really smooth for a V-twin. A little bit lumpy down below as they all are, but that's how it is. And it's effortless power. The quick shifter works really nicely up and down. I'm in sport mode now, and it's not intimidating to ride, but it's very responsive and yeah, just effortless. The speed just comes up and it just does it in its stride. Suspension is, the front is non-adjustable, and the back, I think you have only preload, but it's fundamentally it's not much adjustment to your suspension, but it's set up so well that I don't think you'd, I have only ridden it for a few minutes, but Ducatis normally set up their suspension nicely, and this is, overtaking is just, the torque's just right there, right where you need it. Going back to the suspension, it handles, it's so flickable and light, this bike. You can just point and look where you want to go and it does it. And the suspension handles, it's a really kind of plush but responsive ride that needs no adjustment really, and it doesn't have any, but it doesn't really need any. I realise the road isn't testing it too much, but the bumps, it just smooths out any bump, but also it's a very tight filling bike that it will go exactly where you want as well. The power is it's instant, but it's not abrupt. It has a nice kind of smooth but precise roll on to the power. Go to 60, you're there in about a second from 40 in third. The engine has a muted but nice note to it. When the revs go up, you can hear that kind of growl. It's quite tall geared. I don't think I've even gotten to 6th gear. Whenever you twist the throttle, you get a good shove forward, and that is what I love about V-twins, particularly Ducatis. They have that X factor that just gives you something back when you ride it, and it's that mid-range power, which is really, really nice. You don't have to search for it. I'm in sport mode and it's not sort of jerking forward and backward with each sort of throttle tiny movement. It can just do I'm only in 4th, I can't believe I'm in 4th gear, and it feels like it's just cruising along, 4,500 revs. You can feel some vibes through the bars and pegs, but the power of this engine for the road is just perfect, and then some. Any twist of the throttle, it sort of smoothly delivers a punch of power and just slings you forward. There's a nice feel to the brakes because of that Brembo lever and master cylinder and those M4 calipers. It's aimed at just for having fun, and it absolutely fills the brief. With a Ducati you'd get that more connected, slightly raw feel, and that is most of the time when you're moving. That's brilliant. That's what I want. But it's not good in all situations. I mean, in town I'm not much a fan of riding a Ducati. It's okay, it does it, but it's not my preference. I'm just in town at the moment. It's okay. I'm in touring mode, right above sort of 20 miles an hour in second. Not too bad, but it's a little not super smooth at the very bottom, you know, in town. But it's a V-twin, so that's how it is. Getting neutral is not super easy, but it's okay. Ooh. It certainly is warming my legs up. Pulling away is a little hesitant, but it was on I used to have a Hypermotard 821. Say low in the revs at low speed, it's a little chuggy. It's just, you know, I've come from a 4. It's remembering what the V-twin is like. Okay, we're going from a 30 to a national 30, 60. One gear change and it's effortless. That's the word that keeps springing to mind. I'm only in third gear here. Now I guess this bike is kind of pitched against, and actually looks at the colour scheme looks a lot like the MT-09 that I tested, and ooh, brakes are good. I think the speed, although the character of the engine is different, the power and torque and speed are probably very similar. They're just different, that's all. It all depends what you prefer. I would happily have either. It only needs 4 gears, this bike. The Ducati comes in at, I think it's around £10,300 for the standard version. There's a plus version. Mirrors, not bad at all, actually. Better than a lot of the sports bike mirrors, better than the super sport mirrors for sure. Slight vibration to them, but they're big enough, and you can pretty much see what you need to with them. It feels like you're using only about 40% of what this bike can do on the road. Get up to speed limits very quickly. I think this is a really nice improvement over the outgoing 821 Monster. The brake, although the actual calipers I think are the same, the lever and the master cylinder are different now. They're the proper Brembo jobby, and it feels much better, and the span is adjustable so you can, you know, get it to fit. So this has been just a short ride, just the first impressions, but to sum up, I would just say that it is really light, pretty smooth, powerful, very agile bike with a really smooth, solid punch of power whenever you need it in the rev range. It's comfortable, nice comfortable seat, and although so they're all the good points. The bad points, or not so good points, maybe I don't enjoy massively riding it in town because the engine heat. It gets a bit lumpy down below at, you know, like mini roundabouts and slow speeds. But all up, another really nice bike from Ducati. So thanks for coming along for another very quick test ride on the Ducati Monster 2021.
If
if you like what you've seen. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. I'll have another video coming soon. This has been The Tall Biker. Thanks for watching.